What up, y'all? DCFAYGOGUY. Continuing right along with the super famous Fun Time Guy reviews. We are going to work backwards. So today we are going to be taking a look at White Background Canceled Music. That's the name it has now. The original name was White Background Terrible Music. It was the album they were working on when they signed to Long Live Evil. They ended up scrapping that in favor for a lighter sounding or a different sounding album. This album here was a little bit more darker. Obviously, Long Live Evil being a la Zuli Lou's label. It's a very, horrorcore, wicked shit kind of label. And I think my understanding is they scrapped this so that they didn't seem, or, they basically weren't pandering to Zooligans. I'm paraphrasing like a motherfucker. I could be incorrect with that knowledge. And if I am, as always, in any video I drop, if my knowledge is incorrect, I always want to be corrected, so make sure you drop it in the comments down below. But my understanding is they end up scrapping this in favor for Don't Hug Me From the Front, which, can be completely honest with you, from this set of songs and the set of songs on Don't Hug Me From the Front, that was definitely a good decision. Not saying this album sucks, but that album is a fucking banger, and I get wanting your debut album to be a home run. That'll be the album we look at next, but I wanted to talk about this one real quick. It is a scrapped project, so a lot of the songs on here are unfinished, unmixed, but there is a nice grip of songs on here that were finished and mixed that sound fucking fire, and I'm actually really glad that they did release this. It can only be bought physically over on funtimegang.com. I will put a link in the description for where you can find it. People have been asking me so far where to get their music from. Everything that they released, or every album that they have prior to signing to Long Live Evil, you can find on funtimegang.com. Everything else you can find over on zoolmart.com, which is Long Live Evil's website, which is where Don't Hug Me From the Front and Mom's Not Offended, She's Concerned can be scooped up. So I do have a physical copy here. Like I said, it's the only way you can get a hold of this other than hitting up their YouTube channel. I'm pretty sure it's on their YouTube channel. I can link that in the description below as well. But, yeah, scrapped album. It was originally going to be called White Background Terrible Music. Like I said, they ended up changing directions and came out with Don't Hug Me From the Front instead. So this became White Background Canceled Music. Now, I personally, myself, as a fan and loving the songs on here, even being unfinished and unmixed, the ones that are, if they ever revisited it and finished this project, which they've said on multiple occasions, it's just not going to happen. Obviously, they could keep this version still available, and then they could release White Background Terrible Music. But like I said, they've stated on multiple occasions that it's just not going to happen. In fact, one of the songs on here, I had commented because they posted over on their Instagram like artwork that was for or from this era for this album, and I basically just put in there that one of the songs on this that I really fucking love, I would love to see or hear a finished version of, and they said that song is as finished as it's ever going to be. So I mean, they've directly told me there's no plans to revisit this. Talking with the homie Joker's Gallery, he even said that they did go back and finish this, or they did go start working on this again. Like, they picked it up, they went to go pick it back up, but at the time they were recording for Mom's Not Offended, She's Concerned, and they liked the songs they were coming up with there better, so they just left this completely as like a scrapped album. So obviously that is the front. This cover reminds me of, what's that show on Netflix? Fuck. What was that? What's that called? I forget it. But you know the show I'm talking about where they have like their hormone monsters. I really wish I fucking remember the name of it. Just looking at the way that Whipstick's body is in this, it reminds me of I think his name's Maury. Yeah, Maury on that show. Big Mouth, that was the name. Big Mouth. Big Mouth is the show I was thinking of. I don't know, the way his body looks there reminds me of Maury off of Big Mouth. Obviously, this is not obviously. This is just a little cardboard sleeve. I know I have griped about cardboard sleeves a lot here lately. Again, I had stated that an album where you are, trying to kind of budget and, save costs. I get it. I understand it. And that's how this is. This is just a cardboard sleeve because this was never really meant to see the light of day. But, they worked hard on this music, and I guess you got to release. Got to release what you got so far. Like I said, there you can see it's got the canceled stamp right on it. But it was originally supposed to be called Terrible Music. And if this would focus for me, there you go. You can see like the T there. It was going to be called Terrible Music. And that there's actually a skit in here and a couple tracks that actually say that title. And once again, you are not focused. Let's get you focused here so we can go over the tracks. White background, terrible music.
White background, terrible music. Crawl through the corridor. Crawl through the corridor. All that you know before. All that you know before.
All I know.
Even if I tried to be, friends fight sometimes though. I don't think you lie to me. All this darkness does is make me feel I'm right at home. Demons creep.
Novice.
Super famous for top guys who They say your body is a temple. The memo, I feel I might have missed it. That's why I'm sitting here.
Murder scheme.
Desecration on your bitch while you calling me Pat Bateman.
Every day I die.
Ain't got a single word to say. Is this motherfucker separate skull from my vertebrae? Every day I die. Back to the start, another try. I got the time.
Ever after.
Don't you dare be surprised. I fucking hate you. I think it's about time for my happily ever after. Hatefully ever after. I fucking hate you. But fuck, is it accurate? Takes a lot.
Kill feces.
Are we original? Not really. It might just be the principle. Well, what the fuck do you even want me to say? I don't know, something horrorcore. We're in the supermarket. You're in the deli.
Purge party.
As they dig down to what you gotta do, surviving a purge. The opener sucked. That ain't even worth my breath. Time to holler at Chad's mom, maybe hurt her next.
Fingernails.
Blood smeared on the door, only memory of you left behind. You ain't a thunder popping, lightning bolt cracked. You ain't a screaming of your daughter while the life is intact. You hit a
fuck you or something.
Can't be afraid, you dig your own grave, get the fuck in it and lay, go to sleep with the worms. I'm content with me as a person. Doesn't mean I don't hate myself. If you're judging by the surface.
Halloweener.
Give me the fucking candy.
You look like a fucking chomo, dude. I'm calling the cops.
You made me do this. Oh shit. Here we go, bitch. Wouldn't put it past me to make this assumption that if I blast you in the mouth, you
the same.
Every day I'm feeling stuck. Caught in the pain, caught in the rain. Every day I'm lost, stuck in the same. Droplets manifested upon the windows of this office, almost acting like a
fade.
No, he's gone too far. As the tears run down his cheeks, snaps her neck, pulls her down to the creek, laid to rest beneath the autumn leaves.
And ALL.
Had my happiness, but that evil inside me showed at the door.
Nobody told me it'd be so empty and lonely. The more that I keep it going, the more I think it'd go me in.
Now the reason I say ALL is I have racked my brain trying to figure out what that acronym is for, and I can't. So please, somebody save me and tell me in the comments what the fuck does ALL stand for. I can't figure it out. I know there's a point in the song where they say all I know is like they say the word all, but that's got to stand for something, right? I can't figure it out either. So definitely drop that down below if you know what it's supposed to be. So as you can see, you have unmixed, unfinished, and you have unmixed tracks in there, and there are some that are finished. So of the finished songs, Murder Scheme, Kill Feces, Purge Party, Fingernails, Halloweener, Fade, and ALL are all the finished ones. Did I say unfinished? They're the finished one. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Kill Feces, you probably recognize if you've listened to Don't Hug Me From the Front, but you've never heard this album before. This was originally going to be for this album. My guess is they loved it so fucking much they wanted to make sure they included it on Don't Hug Me From the Front, but they changed the name. Honestly, I like the new name a hell of a lot more. Kill Feces, kill shit. But Muerta, I'm going to pronounce that fucking awfully. When you translate that, it's murder shit. That is a much doper fucking name than Kill Feces, but I do like Kill Feces as well. I mean, this track here literally is the same track that is on Don't Hug Me From the Front, to my knowledge, when I listen to it. So we should probably go over our top tracks on here, and I will say that some of the unmixed ones, they're good, but you can definitely tell they're unpolished. They weren't mixed. They weren't finished, essentially. I'm going to not let that affect my top 5 at all. Because some of these songs are really good, but, you know, you can just tell like it's still like the rough version of the song. It just never got finished. So in my top 5, I definitely want to put Every Day I Die in there. Obviously, it's a cover for ICP's Every Day I Die. The way that they did this, perfect. The homie Joker's Gallery over on Goons Clout Gallery, the show that they have on the Fago Lovers YouTube channel, he's been using that this song, he's been using the chorus on this for some of the intros for their shows. And I remember hearing it and having the thought, like, what horrible cover fucking band did this song? And then I heard this project and I'm like, it clicked for me. So the chorus is definitely one area that really needed polished. Just really needed polished, right? But everything else about it, like you can tell the beat and, you know, it just wasn't properly mixed. Maybe the beat wasn't fully finished. Maybe they didn't tweak it as much as they would have liked to. But the song is dope. Like the way they each, you know, they did the same fucking thing that ICP did with it, but they added their own little twist to it. And I fucking love it. Like 8 Legs goes in there and he talks about like this gargoyle picking him up and squeezing his head, and he can feel his vertebrae twisting and he's trying to resist it, and all at once it just fucking gets, his head rips off. His head gets ripped off. Graphic as fuck. Like easily they matched ICP on the graphicness and storytelling really fucking well. So that's definitely in my top 5. I would put Kill Feces on here, but because it's on Don't Hug Me From the Front, and I'm still debating, I'm still going over my top 5 for that album. It's probably going to be in my top 5 on that album because it's a really fucking dope song. The whole like their whole gimmick is being 2 failed luchador wrestlers. They've never even stepped foot in the ring, and now they just make terrible music. Like that's their whole fucking gimmick. And obviously, you know, being in the underground, you have so many goddamn horrorcore rappers. And let's be honest, there's a lot of them that just fucking suck. And in this song, like you can hear Whip in the chorus saying, "Wait, are we original? Is this too typical?" Like, and they're cracking jokes back and forth about being typical horrorcore rappers. And like there's a part where Whip's like, "I don't even know what the fuck to say," and Legs is just like, "I don't know, say something horrorcore." So he starts going on about like being in a shopping mall or a supermarket. It's just a really fucking like, crazy funny song, I think. And they literally are killing shit. Like not lyrically, like literally killing shit. That's what they want to do. That's kind of the whole purpose of the song. But I want to leave that out of my top 5 just because it will be most likely in my top 5 on Don't Hug Me From the Front. So I want to put Halloweener is really fucking good. The Same is really good. The same thing. Like you can tell it's unpolished, it's unfinished, it's not properly mixed. Fade is in my top 5, and so is ALL. And my favorite track on this whole album is ALL. When I first heard that song, I was like, yo, this was like a serious take. Like this is like one of those songs that you just like fucking get stuck in your head, and it gets stuck in my head all the time. Just talking about like finding happiness, but like darkness showed it to the door. Like you had a moment of happiness and it's just gone. Like just because you're always fucking full of like negativity, right? Fade is another one. I feel like I brushed over that. Fade is a dark song. Like real shit. Go fucking look that song up and listen to it. That is a dark song. You know, and most of the tracks on here are dark. And like I said, they my understanding is they scrapped this so they could go in a different direction because I believe they didn't want to pander to fans of A La Zulilu, the Zooligans. But the Zooligans most likely would have ate this shit up, you know, if they would have stuck with this. But I feel like Don't Hug Me From the Front shows a better variety of what their gimmick is, you know, from all the rest of their albums. It was a great fucking first album to come out on LLE. But this would have been a good pick too as well. But I can understand why maybe they wanted to show more diversity in their styles and what they're trying to bring to the table, which is have a fucking fun time, right? So, yeah, that is white background, canceled music, terrible music, however you want to call it. I've been referring to it, I started referring to it as canceled music. I've slowly just been starting to call it terrible music, because if it's never going to see the light of day, this is white background terrible music. That's the album that was intended, that's the album title that was intended for it. So, yeah. If you haven't heard this, go look it up on YouTube. Obviously, like I said, it was there on the back. I'm sure you saw. Funtime Gang is where you can scoop up a physical copy. Right now, as of this recording on the 29th, I believe their website is still down. It goes through maintenance quite a bit, and I think that's usually because they're restocking items. So when you get on there, grab the shit as soon as you can. I would just daily check Funtime Gang, or make sure you're tuned into their social medias to know when that shit is back up. But yeah, I love this project. I wish they would finish it, but I understand why they didn't, and I understand. I mean, I don't fully understand not finishing it, but at this point, they've said it's not ever going to get finished. This is as finished as it's going to be, and there are some fucking slappers on there. Even if they, even unfinished, there's some fucking slappers on there. So, if you haven't heard this project, tell me down below what you guys think about the album. What are your favorite tracks? I thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time.
Fuck, gotta get some milk. Milk.
Fuck out of here with milk.
2% milk. It's like the perfect drink. Chocolate milk.
Not the perfect milk.
Yeah, it is. Milk. Chocolate milk. Yeah.
Come on.
Night of the milk.